Hello and welcome back to my craft room today. I hope everyone is well and that everyone had a happy Halloween. Today we're going to stick with the envelopes that come in the mail. I'm getting quite addicted to this. So today what I've done is I've made something that could be used as Happy Mail. So this is the back and this is the front. Has a string on it. Opens up, you have a pocket here. And then here you have a larger version of the matchstick and paper pads. And when you have used all the paper up, you'd have a pocket here with that you could hide something inside of. Now this could be glued down to a page and have a tuck spot in the back if you wanted, or it could just be a standalone piece of ephemera. So let's get started. So this project uses 2 envelopes. And the first thing we're going to do is open this envelope up. Just going to cut down the sides and both ends. I'd like to thank everybody who has joined my channel. That's quite exciting. So the first thing that we're going to do is fold up the pocket. So the first decision you have to make is how big you want this. You could make it small, and then you can make it shorter, and then just fold this down to capture your envelope, your window if you want. I'm going to make this one about this size, I think. And then figure out how much I need to fold down for the... Whoops, I need to glue something right away, so I'm going to sit down and start gluing right away. So as I've said in other videos, when I hit 200 subscribers, then I will send off in Happy Mail a set of these, all of these envelope things that we've made as a thank you. It started to rain on Halloween here, so we only had one little trick-or-treater, but she was so cute. So there we go. Now that is quite a ways down, so I think I might fold it up just a bit more. So this one, as you can see, where did I put that now? Right there it is going to be smaller than the first one, but that's totally okay. Give those a good press. So now what we need to do is decide on some paper for the pockets here, because what we're going to do is sew across here. Now what I did do with the first one was, but I'll do it after I get my paper in, we're going to cut a little V down here to get rid of some of the bulk so that we don't have a lot of bulk in there. So this is going to be for a fall journal that I am making. Okay. So on the back of this paper, I'm going to just use this orange because it will have the flip in it. So I'm going to cut that down, or rip it down really. So that will go in there. And to create strength, you know that I'm all about the reinforcing the paper. I'm going to fold that over that way. So let me get out my art glitter glue. And glue this down first. Now I'm only going to put art glitter glue around the outside to help hold it, and then I'm going to use glue stick on the middle because it will be sewn down. This glue stick is getting old. Now the bottom doesn't really matter as much as the top. I guess neither one of them does, just needs to go down the side, doesn't it? Hope my head's not going in there. All right. Okay, and now we'll glue this down here. And when you glue, instead of cutting the papers at the ends, if you're using papers that coordinate, then by doing this you create not only a stronger edge here, but you, if you don't make it all the way up to the other end with your paper, you've got some interest there. So that's there. Now this one, I want to have a bit more decorative on it. Let me take the papers out and take a look. These are Autumn by Studio 28E. And what I'm looking for is something that would actually make a nice pocket. Right, I'm going to set that one to the side there. Remember, there's going to be a hole. I'm going to take out where the window is. So I really want lots of image on the one side. Oh, that would be pretty. That one there, I'm going to use that one. Alright, so I'm going to tear it down, right down the middle. And what I want is those birds to come up the side. I'm sure there are people who have done a lot better on how to figure out where to put these than I do. This is the only way I can think to do it, is trace and, oh geez, you know, it's going to show through. What have I done? What have I done? Oh my goodness. Didn't want a pencil, I just wanted something that was going to leave a mark. Alright, so that's where my, okay, that'll be alright, I think. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to come in, I don't know what I'm going to do. I could have to print off another piece of paper here, but that's all right. So I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I can see where my lines are. Now I'm just going to cut out. If somebody knows of someone who's mastered how to cut these windows out, then please link their video in the comments section. Because I would sure like to know how to do this better. All right, let's see what damage I did. Well, it's too big. However, I think I can make it work. Now, the first thing that I did wrong is I want this bird at the top here. So, we're going to do some collaging here, people. Sorry about this. One of the reasons that I'm using these envelopes is because I need to figure out how to do this better. So if that is at the top now, okay. All right, and that'll fold up. And I think what I need to do is glue down the top, just so I get it in one spot where I want it. And I'm sure some of you are screaming, "Don't do it," but I'm gonna. All right. Gonna flip this over. And I am going to cut. I don't think I want to cut it. I like where that bird is coming. On that side. So I'll collage on this side, just leave that bird there for a minute. You know, it works much easier when I am not having videotaping. I don't know why that is, but everybody says it. Turn on the video camera, and if it's going to go wrong, it will go wrong. So what I'm doing right now is just cutting out all the extra that I don't need. Now what I am hoping is that I can use some of these pieces to fill in yeah, I can. So I'm going to take my distress ink here, and because this is going to show, I'm just going to distress it. Well, of course, it's got the plastic there, so it's not going to distress very well. Distress some. is fine. So now I have to decide, am I adding pieces on the top here? Now there's some ephemera in this pack. Or is it still in here? Alright, let's see if this will work. It's a totally different color. Alright, I'm going to shut you down while I look for paper here, and then I will be back. Alright, so what I've done is I added a piece of paper behind here. It won't show on this side. I've glued that down. And then I've added the bottom of the one page to here. And now I'm going to decorate the bottom of this page. Let me see what I can find. Let's look at some of the ephemera that comes with this kit to see if there's something. Well, that would look good. This one right here. Cut it out and see how that looks with it. Yes, that will work nicely there. I'm going to sit down and glue this. Again, I have to glue the flap down here. And then glue this, and this pocket as well will get stitched. Oh, did I forget to put a lid on that last time? I must have. Put that in there. Alright, so now, did I glue that? And spent so long putting it in there. I'm going to put that from the bottom. And then I am going to, whoops, my chair here is stuck. You didn't need to see all of that, but you did. So again, I'm just going to fold down these sides instead of cutting them, and I will glue them over. Now, stitching this piece of ephemera, you need to do it in stages so that you can get all the stitching in that you want, or the pieces stitched down, which I think is important. So the first place you're going to stitch right now is these two top areas here, so that it is, then you don't have to worry about those again. Now down the center here, we're going to place a piece of fabric. We actually can, yeah. So I'm going to go and stitch these, and I'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see, that has been stitched on both sides. Now you could cut out a notch here if you wanted. I don't particularly like that, so I'm not going to. But I am going to glue down this piece of fabric down the middle to reinforce where it flips over. And I'm going to use my 3-in-1. Now we're not going to stitch this right away because those stitch marks are going to show on the other side, and we're going to be laying down paper. So we're just going to let that dry. So that piece of paper, no, it's fine. It's fine. So now I'm just going to reinforce folding that. So this is the back and this is the front. So we can decorate the front now if we want. Decide what it is we want to put up the front. I think I'm going to use this piece of paper and tear it. I'm going to try something new here. And my intent is to use that paper as a background and collage over top of it. If I can. Alright, so that's where I want to. Again, if somebody has a video on how to do these properly, I would be so thrilled. So there we go. That's what I want. And then I'm going to collage on top of that. So that'll be fine. Just getting my glue here. As we move into a time where we're enjoying more collaging, when digital designers design their papers, I like it when they give us 1 or 2 full collage papers that we can use from. So that's going to open this way. And let's see what we've got here. We've got this piece. Oh, that might be nice. And rip this one out. Fall is my favorite time of the year. I know lots of people see fall as a time when nature is dying, but I actually see it as a time when nature is beginning to rest, seeking a time to rest. A slowing down, a rejoicing, celebrating time. All right, I like that. I am going to distress it though, I think. Well, the other day we were cleaning out the shed, getting ready to go to the dump. And I was so careful with where Paul would walk so that he wouldn't slip on leaves or that he would stay upright. And of course, you know, there was this place, that's nice, there was this place where the leaves had made the ramp terribly slippery. I had just, like, not even 3 seconds before, had told him, don't walk down here, step off the ramp. And he handed me a large piece of something to, come on, can we just get this ready? To bring down with me. And of course, I stepped on the slippery part. I went down. My right leg went behind my back. And, well, let me tell you, it's been 4 days and that leg still hurts like crazy. Nothing was broken. I had full range of motion. So telehealth said, no, don't go to a hospital. What you've done is you've just stretched and pulled, and man, were they right. I like her there. Now she's carrying apples. Is there anything else with apples on here? Let me take a look at these papers again. Walnuts. That's going to be too big. That's a beautiful piece. There are some apples. I think this is from her other kit, but I thought it went with this and I have it left over, so I'm going to use it, I think. So we've got, there's apples on there, but I don't really want to tear that piece apart. Those are too big. All right, so I'm not seeing you can always print more pages. I like that. All right, I'm going to need to take this out a bit more here. So standing here crafting, my right leg is quite sore. It gets tired very easily. And it is right now. Oh, I like how that looks. All right, so I don't want to flip that down. Oh, I don't like how that looks from that side, though. Well, I'm going to probably something over that on this side then, since I didn't like how it went in the first place. I don't like that side, but I can put some lace or something there to cover that up. I can, but I do like this side. So that'll be the front. Then there's the pocket. And now we need to start working on our second pocket. All right, so what I have done about this window is I added a piece of lace here and a piece of lace here. So it looks like it goes under them, and I think that makes a lovely sort of window look, and then there'll be a ribbon around it to tie it shut here. And then on this side, I've put lace down here to bring continuity to the front. Remember, there'll be zigzagging over all of this, so. And then I have some leaves that I went and got, but I like this one. So I'm going to glue that leaf down, and then I'm going to glue, I think, this on top of that. And what will that look like from the other side? It'll be fine. So that's what we're going to do, is glue all of this down. And then we will have the front and 2 flaps done. Now remember, you're going to be making all of the tags that go in the pockets, or I guess I'll be doing those off screen. This one here, I wondered if we didn't want to add tags, because the note paper, you might just stick the note paper in the pocket here. I don't know how people are going to use it. So this is going to go down like that. So I need to get my... And these leaves do not go down perfectly flat, which actually to me is fine, because it looks like a leaf on there. See how it bubbles up? Now I hope that dries without showing there. You know, I think I might just take that off a little bit, or manipulate that just ever so slightly. Yeah, okay. So press that down. This might have been one of those times that I wanted to zigzag around it first, because they'll be zigzagging around the window. You know something? I'm going to take this off while I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to zigzag around that window and then add that embellishment. So my video cut out there for a while, so I did some crafting while you weren't here, I guess. So what I've done is I've sewn it all the way around. I added this leaf to cover where I didn't like where it was sewn there. Sewed a bit here and added some bling. That flips open. And then on this side I've got it sewn in, and the pocket is here. Another little piece of bling. So this is going to be my flip. And on the inside of that is the lady with the apples. So I think that looks good. So the next thing to do, I'm just going to get my chair up here. The next thing to do is then to get my papers ready to go inside there. I can't give you a measurement, because it will depend on your envelope and how wide you've made it. So what you do is you make it wide enough so that your papers tuck in under there, and then they'll go under this pocket. Now, just to show you how I've done it, put this aside. I start with a flat edge on the top. I tuck them down. I just put them on top of each other like that. I take my tear ruler, I put it beside it. Whoa, my goodness. Roughly know where it is. This is actually, doesn't need to be an exact science for these. And then pop that over there. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to line them up so that the longest ones are at the back, and then at the front. So The next stage of this is to decide how far down you want these to go. And I like them to have a little bit, like maybe 1/4 of an inch here. And I'm just going to put a line there where I'm going to sew them in. I'm going to take a paper clip and just clip those together. And then I'm going to take my piece, my flip over piece. And why I'm adding it now is because it'll sew on this side. So I'm going to add some glue, some fast drying glue. Whoops, this glue's been in there too long. To this side. And then I'm going to center this. Make sure that it comes all the way down. Yep, and then just tuck it down like that. Now I am going to ink it right now. Now it's at this stage that you need to decide whether your pocket's whether this is going to be attached to a book or whether it's going to be glued onto a book. Because the next thing you need to do is think about your ribbon that's going to go around it and hold it shut. So let's just, I'll show you what mine is going to do. So in this autumn bag journal that I am making, mine is going to, so there's the next page. This is a pocket, and I've left it so that it can be made, like the pocket can hold a fair bit. That's why this folds all the way around. And then it opens up, and then on this side of this bag is going to be my booklet. My paper booklet. So mine's actually not going to be a pocket. It's just going to be glued straight down onto there. Okay. So we know what mine's going to look like. We can move on to the next stage of this. So now that you've got this down where you want it, and it's going to flip up, all right. Need to add more. That white's going to bother me. Okay. So now I'm going to take these pieces of paper. I'm going to put the paper clip on the side, and then I will line it up here and take it over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to zigzag down there. And because this is not going to have another piece of paper on the back of it, I am going to zigzag all the way down here and all the way back up. I will be back when I'm done. Now that it is sewn all the way around, you can see it on the back there, and it's sewn in. Now the next step is to rip your pages. So you start with the largest one, and then you move to the next one, or I like to do that. You could leave them all one length if you like, but I like to just take a little bit off, and the next one you take a little bit more off. And the next one a little bit more, and so on. And then you onto your shorter ones. All right. So then you have your booklet that you can tuck in your pocket. There it goes in. It's a bit long, so this comes out. And you have your pages. And I'm just going to rip that first one a bit more. I left the straight edge, and I don't like straight edges in these little booklets, so then you just put it in. Now, this is fitting tighter than what I'd like. I don't want to have to push on it to get it in there. So let's figure out what our problem is. And the problem is the sides of these pages. They are coming over. So I'm going to start at this side and rip the page. And the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have to make a new booklet. That's the worst. The best is with a little bit of ripping, you end up with what you want. And as you can see, it's not ripping up at the top here closest, so I'll do that by hand. All right. And you know, the top of that you're not even going to notice. So now that goes in fine, and that now goes in fine as well. So let's try it again, because you don't want this to be a problem for the person who's putting it in and out. Let's do it again and see if it goes in better. Yeah, much better. All right, so I don't have to worry about the back. I've decorated the front. I've decorated this side. Let's see what we might want to put on here. I want to put some lace at the top here, and I'm going to carry over that lace. So that's why I left it down, because I'm going to zigzag it on after I glue it. And it's going to show. Glue that down. Add my lace. I'm thinking that I might want to round the corners here. Just 1 minute. And of course my corner rounder wasn't where it was supposed to be. All right, so that's in there. Yep, that's better. I'm just wondering, would that be better going zigzagged all the way through so that it comes up and down this way? Is part of the problem I've left too much of a header. Yep, so I'm going to zigzag through all of that when it comes time to do that. And now I'm just going to decide what else I want to decorate on here, if anything. Maybe a label. Where are the fall words here? They're very small. Now this one is not going to tear, so I think I will cut it smaller. I know it's not going to be straight, but I don't know that straight is what we're actually going for here. I don't know. I'm just going to cut a piece of lace here and see what that looks like. Covers her up too much. I think I'm not going to put anything there. It just doesn't look like it needs anything. So then the final thing I'm going to do, let me get my page out again, is, because this is a fall journal, I'm going to tie it with orange ribbon. And I will glue that on the back and bring you the finished product. So here are the finished projects, done in two different ways. So this one is a piece of ephemera backed on the front and the back. You can put it in a journal in a pocket, or you could just send it as Happy Mail. It has a pocket here, and you can decorate it so that something beautiful shows through there, or you just have the paper behind showing. And then this flips up and it is a little notebook. Now this one is using Took's Crafts Table digitals, her collage digitals. And then the second one that I did with you is a part of the digital kit that I'm doing for Studio 28E, and it's on the back of a pocket, and it opens up this way, and it is glued onto this page, and it opens this way. It, like the other one, has a tuck here, and then this flips up and has your paper. It has decorative paper there, and then it has your paper here that you can write on, and that all folds down into this tuck. And you could, if you wanted, have left it open here to make another tuck out of it, but I decided not to. So here is my craft, sit, chat, and craft with me for this week. We used 2 envelopes and made one that attaches to your book and one that is separate to your book. I hope you've enjoyed this craft along, and I look forward to next week's project. Thank you very much and have a great day.